Never get over. You are my testimony. Never get over. All right, everybody, come on in, come on in. We are getting ready, getting live, getting set up. All right, all right, all right, all right. There we go. I hope the music in the background is not too loud. I'm thinking about just going ahead and letting it run tonight while we do our Bible study. Come on in, join us, join us, join us. Hey, Gigi. Trying to get these shares out. And then we'll get can't even talk. We'll get going here in just a minute. Our Bible study tonight is going to be Jesus Still Walks the Streets. I was talking to one of the girls I have on my other channel, William 2911. She should be on here tonight, either on here or YouTube, because she has my YouTube channel also. But she was talking to me. I've been praying over her, just like I do for my Gigi. Her and her husband were going through a lot of things, and God's healed them. And this Bible study tonight is kind of because of that. I wanted to touch base with letting people know, hey, Desi, I wanted to let people know that, God's still in the healing business. And that's what this is all about. Margaret and her husband gave me an amazing story, or well, she gave me the story about God healing her husband and healing her too. And this is why this is about healing tonight, because I absolutely want everybody to know, no matter what you're going through, God is still in the healing business. We just have to reach out to him. That is that's what this is all about tonight, because I love hearing stories about when somebody speaks to me and tells me, hey, I need prayer for this, I need prayer for that, and we pray over them, and they're healed, or the things they're going through has changed and it's made it all better. Um, um, Sorry, I'm trying to make sure Margaret's on here. All right. That's what this is all about, though. I want everybody to see that when you pray, he's still here. He's still going to hear you. He's still going to be there to help with everything you want to know. Um, that way I can get Margaret on here because she's been God has moved in their life so much when they got the healing. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked trying to get her, make sure she's on here. But God had got so much into them when they're doing the healing that her and her husband are starting to do Bible studies. So she's starting to learn to study her Bible, and I kind of gave her uh, Proverbs. You know, Proverbs is the most amazing book chapters that you can read through because Proverbs, there's 31 chapters. So it goes for every day of the month. And on the 30 days, just read 30 and 31. But God, if you pay attention to Proverbs, God has set that so that you can run your life by it. Thank you for the hearts. Welcome in, Nancy. Welcome in. But that's what it's all about. And so many people today are so worried that, you know, is God going to heal me? Does God really do that anymore? But God does. I can tell you he does. I was on here last week and I was talking to you about the infection I had in my foot. And you see, I was going through this and I was going through that. And I was letting it stress me out when all this first happened that I wasn't even realizing that, you know what? It doesn't matter if I stress out or not. It's still there. But if I don't stress out and let God handle it, then God's going to take care of it. And that's exactly what he did. God eliminated it. I was set up to go for a CAT scan. And this is exactly what the doctor said when he told me to go have the CAT scan. He said, let's have a CAT scan and let's see how much of the infection has affected the foot, how bad it's infected the foot, or if it's an abscess that we can go in and open up and clean out and then close it back up and let you recover from that point. That's exactly what he said. But when I got to the CT scan, they scanned me, or before they done the scan, they said, look, we may have to call you back in to get an MRI because we may not be able to tell exactly how much it was to do the MRI. So I got the CAT scan. I come home later that afternoon. I get a phone call from them. And the first thing I'm thinking in my head is, okay, I got to go for the MRI because they couldn't see it good. They couldn't. Thanks for the joining my club. But they're thinking, you know, I'm thinking that, okay, I've got to go for an MRI. They just couldn't see enough. And instead of them telling me I had to go for an MRI, they told me on the phone that, hey, there's no infection. There's no abscess. There's nothing in there. You're good. So God healed me. And I want y'all to know that God is still in the healing business. So tonight, our scripture is going to come from Matthew 9 and 35 in the New King James Version. I can't even speak today. And see, Margaret and her husband got healed. And her husband, if I'm remembering right, he had brain cancer. And God healed him from that. And she's ready to start doing Bible studies. She's never watched my lives before, but she asked me this week, hey, do you do lives? I said, yes, on Saturday nights. And tonight, I wasn't going to be on here because tonight was mine and my wife's date night. But we got done so quickly tonight with our date night because we left early this morning. What we wanted to do, the things we wanted to do, we got done early enough to where I got back here at 7:30 and I was able to go live and do what God called me to do. But you see, I do take 1 week off every month for me and the wife. Hey Tricia, how you doing, Tricia Edmondson? But Jesus still walks the streets, healing then and healing now. The Bible verse is, and Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among people. Jesus, we need right now. The Jesus we need right now. If you turn on the news, scroll your phones, or just listen to people talk long enough, one thing becomes obvious. People are hurting. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally. How many of you can reach out and know that some of this you're going through mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually? We're all going through this some way or another. We live in the most medically advanced generation in history, yet anxiety is through the roof. Depression is common. Families are fractured. People are exhausted, burned out, and spiritually empty. And the question people are asking sometimes out loud, sometimes quietly, is this: does Jesus still heal? Not just did he heal back then, but does he still heal today? Matthew 9:35 answers that question, not just with theology, but with a picture of who Jesus is and how he moves. The verse shows us where Jesus went, what Jesus preached, and what Jesus did. And here's the key truth of this sermon. The same Jesus who walked the streets then still walks into broken lives today. Listen, I am a living proof of that. I got some of y'all that watched me from the beginning, since we started this in 2020. I've got some of y'all that are new to this with me. But the one thing I will do is I won't lie to you. I'll tell you exactly what I've been through. I'm not one of these preachers, evangelists that keeps my life over here, my past over here, because my past is not important. I should be the one teaching. But let me tell you something. I've been through things just like you have. I've been through things recently that affected me. Like I was talking to begin with the infection in my foot, it bothered me. See, I've been there. And I'm not going to live in a fishbowl and pretend that I haven't been there. And I'm not going to cover it up to make you think I'm better than what I am, because I'm not. I'm a man that failed. I'm a man that stumbled. And I'm a man that asked God to forgive me. Good to see you, Sean. I think you on both my Clapper and my TikTok. But see, the one thing about me, the one thing you got to know about me is nothing that I've been through is going to be kept from you as a secret. I tell you, I've told you in the past, going with this, that my wife and I went through in 2020, that it was so close to a divorce that all we had to do is sign the papers. But God showed us what the difference was. Jesus went to the people. He still does. Just like Matthew 9:35 says, and Jesus went about all the cities and villages. Jesus didn't wait for hurting people to come to him. He went to them. Cities, villages, big places, small places, religious centers, back roads, forgotten towns. Jesus didn't say, come get cleaned up first. Figure it out on your own. Make an appointment. He went where the pain was. You see, Jesus came to me. I didn't come to him. I knew who Jesus was. I knew who God was. I was raised in a family of pastors. My great-grandfather, my grandfathers, my uncles, all of them were pastors, but I ran from it. And Jesus met me where I was at. And he'll meet you where you're at. He doesn't care what you do. I seen a sign out there today. We went and seen Christmas lights down in Macon. I seen a sign out there. A Christian group was holding it that says, said something to the effect. I disagreed with it in a way. Because it said something to the effect that you have to be baptized first. That Christ is not going to come for you. You have to be baptized first or something. I'm not remembering it quite right. But let me tell you something. God comes where you're at. It doesn't matter where your sin is. He comes to you. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be born again first. Yes, you have to get born again. Don't take me wrong. I'm not saying you don't have to be born again. You don't have to ask for forgiveness. But he comes to you. He comes to you to get you to come to him. Just as he did me. And don't let anybody tell you, like this says, that you have to clean up first. Because let me use a scenario I've used in one big scenario, but the problem, the part I'm going to use because it says cleaned up. When you don't let people make you think because you come to Christ, you have to be clean, because that's not going to happen. Christ will clean you. That's just like saying, look, I've worked hard all day. I'm sweaty. I'm covered in oil. I'm covered in grease. Let me go cut the shower on, and then let me go to the kitchen sink and take a bath in the kitchen sink before I get in that shower, so I can clean myself up before I get in the shower to take my shower. No, that ain't going to happen. And God's the same way. You come to him in all your faults and ask him to forgive you. And this little fault here might go away automatically. But this fault right here, it may take 3-4 months before it goes away. But it doesn't matter. You're still a Christ follower. You're just new at it. And God's going to clean you as you go. And let me use it to show you that I don't hide anything. When God came to me, when God started straightening me out, I was still listening to heavy metal rock. I'm talking about the hardcore stuff. Rat, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. And Lord, I hope everything I read about Ozzy before he passed away, that he was actually getting his life together. I hope that's true. I hope one day I get to see Ozzy Osbourne up there in heaven. Because nowadays the way I am is I want to see everybody turn to God. But see, I used to listen to all that music. I'm talking about, I listened to hard rock that wasn't played on uh, normal radio stations like Dio and stuff like that. A lot of people won't understand that music. This is from the 80s. I grew up in the 80s. But when God was changing my life, my wife was telling me, you don't need to listen to that stuff. You don't need to, God, you're trying to do God's work. You don't need to be listening to that. And I'm like, it's just music. I love to hear the guitars. I love to hear the drums. It's just music. And she was on me time and time again. And then God told her, leave him alone. Don't you worry about what he's listening to. You worry about what I've told you to do. Let me take care of him. And eventually, God took that from me. So God will take stuff from you. Just like I did Copenhagen for years. And if you don't know what Copenhagen is, it is a smokeless tobacco. I don't hold nothing against anybody that may smoke, may dip, may chew tobacco, may smoke cigars. I don't hold that against you because I've done it myself. And I've done it from the age of 12 years old till I was 50 in 2020. But God called me to do this. And I was like, well, God, if you want me to do this, then I'm going to ask you to do something for me. I'm sitting down there on FEMA, September the 1st, 2020. I had a can of Copenhagen. Last dip of the night, I was getting ready to go to bed, but I always had a dip before I went to bed. So I put my last dip in, didn't have no more, so the next morning I was going to have to get up, stop by a store on the way in to get a can of Copenhagen. On the way into work, I was working down in Florida for FEMA. And I got down on my knees at the bed with a dip in my mouth. And I said, God, I know you're calling me to be an evangelist. I know you're calling me to be a pastor. I know what you're calling me for. I said, but Lord, I need you to take this from me. Because if I'm doing this, there's not going to be a whole lot of people that really, hey, he dips Copenhagen. Now, why am I going to listen to him? And don't get me wrong, there will be some people that do. But I asked God to take it from me. And when I tell you God heals, because that's a part of healing, I went to bed that night. I spit that dip out. And I told him, like I said, God, take it from me. Or I'll get up in the morning. When I drive by a store, I'm going to be, oh, I need a can of dip. I'm going to stop by the store on the way in, get me a can of dip if you don't take this from me. Because I've tried. I've tried in the past several times to put it down, and I just couldn't. So I got down on my knees. I asked God to do that for me. Got done with my dip. Spit it out. Went to bed that night. Woke up the next morning. Haven't had a dip since. Haven't wanted a dip since. Has the enemy tried to fight me on it? Yes, he has. But let me tell you something about a woman. Let me tell you something about a praying woman. Like my wife. I had a dream one night so realistically from the enemy that I could taste the wintergreen in my mouth. Because I dipped wintergreen tobacco. And I rolled over to her the next morning when I was getting ready to work. And I said, baby, I need your prayers. I need you to pray for me because the enemy gave me a dream so realistic last night that I could taste the wintergreen in my mouth. And she only asked one thing. She says, have you had a dip since Lord took it from you? No, I have not, honey. She goes, I got you. I said, thank you. And ever since that day that she prayed for me, the enemy has not come back after me. Now don't take that wrong. He has come after me on different things, but not for dipping. She prayed that enemy away from me for that. And he has not come back. So, yes, God still heals today. Today, Jesus still goes into hospitals and hospice rooms, into addiction recovery centers, into broken homes, into counseling offices, into prisons, into bedrooms where someone can't sleep because anxiety won't shut off. He still meets you there. You may feel like I don't belong in church. I've messed up too much. I'm too broken. But Matthew 9:35 tells us Jesus specializes in going where broken people live. Welcome in, Gordon. Good to see you, brother. Healing didn't start with people having faith figured out. It started with Jesus showing up. Jesus still shows up. He shows up each and every day. I'm a living testament of it. The infection I had, that happened 30 years ago when I fell off a house. I shattered my heel. Doctors told me I would not walk again. Doctors told me I was going to lose my leg. Doctors told me that this was going to happen, that was going to happen. And I'm here to tell you, I said, no, it is not. Watch me. And ever since that start, I fought that infection. I got rid of it. I kept my foot. And I've drove a truck for almost 35 years now. Yeah, I know you do, Gordon. But God tried, or the enemy tried to take me out. I've wrote this book. I've wrote this book. When I wrote this book and got it published, after that, the enemy tried to take my hand out because I was doing what God asked me to do. I was doing what God called me to do. And the enemy tried to take my hand out because without my hand, I couldn't write. But God says, watch this. You're not going to lose your hand. You might lose a piece of it, but the enemy has no power over me. He preached before he healed because healing starts in the soul. Listen to that. Listen to what I'm telling you. Healing starts in the soul. And what he means by that is you've got to believe. When God tells you you're going to be healed, you're going to be healed. It may not happen tomorrow. It may be 6 months down the road. It may be 2 years down the road. But it's going to happen because God told you it would. It will. But just like I talk about on everything is in God's timing. Sometimes things happen for a reason. Sometimes God uses what you're going through to be a testimony for somebody else. Matthew 9:35. Teaching in the synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom. Notice this order. Teaching, preaching, healing. Jesus knew something we often forget. You can be physically healed and still be spiritually sick. The gospel of the kingdom. The gospel of the kingdom is the good news that God reigns. Sin doesn't get the final word. Satan isn't in charge. Brokenness is not permanent restoration is possible. Before Jesus healed bodies, he healed identity, hope, and faith. Restoration is possible. Let me touch on that. Restoration is possible. Tracy and I, we are going on wonderfully 16 years married, 17 years of being together, 40 years of knowing each other. We're going through this. 2020, before 2020 happened, from the time 2010 to 2020, we would go back and forth. Because she was broken. I was broken. But we didn't figure all this out till God showed us. Our brokenness, the enemy was using it. The enemy used what Tracy had been through with her ex-husband, and she would turn it on me. No, I'm not her ex-husband. No, I wasn't doing the things he was doing. But because what she went through, the enemy used it just to be able to twist and turn our marriage. I would tell her all the time, you need to get some help. But in actuality, I was covering up all the things I'd been through in life. I was covering up what happened to me as a child. I was covering up how I went to doing this because I had an empty hole here. I was covering up how I felt because what women had done to me or what somebody had done to me in the past. But I was a man. I was living my life as I was always told in the 80s, way we grew up. You're a man, suck it up. Don't you cry or I'll give you something to cry about. Let me tell you something. Jesus wept over Lazarus. Men, it's okay to cry. It's okay to let your feelings show. Because that's what heals you. Letting those feelings out and letting God take them in his hands. I had to learn that. And let me tell you something. When we went through what we went through, I got down on my knees again. I get down on my knees a lot. I got down on my knees and I told, and my wife had moved out. And I told God, I said, look, if you're going to take her from me, at least show me what I'm doing wrong. So when you bring somebody else into my life, at least I know what I did wrong and I can fix it. Now, let me tell you something. When you ask for things and you ask from a pure heart that wants to know, sometimes God will show you things that it's going to scare you to death. Hey, Butch, glad to join. Before Jesus healed bodies, he healed identity, hope, and faith. Today, people want relief, but Jesus offers restoration. Therapy is good. Medicine can help. Doctors are a blessing. But only Jesus heals the root, not just the symptom. Listen to that. Only Jesus heals the root, not just the system or the symptom. I was talking to that today. In Home Depot, my wife and I met two wonderful people. And we started talking over a dog, a Shih Tzu they had. Because we have Shih Tzu. We started talking over that. And it quickly went into what God has done in our lives and what God has done with showing me, since God has changed my life, God has shown me what this is all about, how to live doing things naturally. Because just like this says here, therapy is good. Medicine can help. Doctors are a blessing. But only Jesus heals the root problem, not just the symptom. He don't mask it. He heals it. Some people don't need a miracle in their body as much as they need peace in their mind, forgiveness in their heart, freedom from guilt, hope for tomorrow. The greatest healing Jesus offers is salvation. And let me touch on this a little bit. When Jesus tells you to forgive, it's not for that other person. It's not for them. It's for you. Because if you hold forgiveness, or if you hold unforgiveness, it will eat you up inside. That can cause you sickness. That's why God says to forgive. Have you ever been, before maybe you started being a Christ follower, have you ever had somebody that just done something so horrible to you that you were so bitter and did not want to forgive them so much that it just, every time you turn around, you just felt it in here like, good, go away. It's been there. It does that. That's why God tells us time and time again, forgive. Even if it hurts to forgive, forgive. Because you're releasing that anger inside of you. You're releasing that. It's not to forgive them to make them feel better. It's to make you feel better. Because sometimes you can forgive somebody and they won't accept your forgiveness. And that's okay. Because forgiveness is for you, not for them. I have people right now that they're eat up so bad with the unforgiveness, even though they say I forgive it. But when I teach on forgiveness and talk about, well, if you're going to forgive them, can you forgive them so much that when they walk up to you, that you can hug their neck, tell them you'll pray for them, and truly pray for them and bless them? That's forgiveness. You can't go, because I've done the same thing. You can't say, I forgive them. But by golly, if they come around me, I'm going to take out a restraining order. Why? You gave them. Well, I forgave them, but the restraining order I took out on them, they come around me. They're not supposed to be within 20 feet of me because I took out a restraining order. You know what? What do you think Jesus would have done? Jesus would have said, come on in. I love you. I forgive you. Look what he done with Judas. He washed Judas's feet. He already knew that Judas was going to betray him. He already knew the wheels were in motion. But Jesus got down on his knees and washed his feet. And then told him, as he's sitting there at the Last Supper, told him, go and do what you've got to do. And when he met him in the Garden of Gethsemane, he knew Judas was there to betray him right then. And he told Judas, go ahead. Do what you got to do. He was forgiving Judas right then. But Judas couldn't forgive himself. You see, that is entail somebody's holding on to unforgiveness. See, Judas held on to unforgiveness of himself. And look what he did. Because he betrayed Jesus, got him crucified and hung him on that cross. But Judas, instead of, God forgive me, Jesus forgive me for what I did not understand, and truly ask for that forgiveness, He didn't. He was covered with shame and had unforgiveness for what he did. And the enemy took that and tore him to pieces. Jesus healed every kind of sickness. Nothing was too much. Matthew 9:35. And healing every sickness and every disease among the people. Matthew doesn't say some sickness, he says every. Chronic illness, sudden disease, visible conditions, invisible pain. Jesus didn't run out of power. He didn't pick favorites. He didn't say that one's too complicated. Back then, blind eyes, lame legs, leprosy, fevers, demonic oppression. Today, cancer, autoimmune disease, depression, PTSD, addiction, anxiety, trauma, church hurt, family wounds, different names, same brokenness, and he's the truth. Here's the truth. Jesus has not lost power just because time has passed. Hebrews 13:8 says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. If he healed then, he can heal now. Let me tell you something. God's opened my eyes on a lot of things since he's changed my life. God has me opening my eyes, reading, studying, doing this. When I was on FEMA, my wife used to hate that when I was on FEMA because all I would do was get down and just study and study and study the Bible and study this and study that. Study how God wanted us to live. And ever since I've done that, I'd come back home from FEMA with a different thing that we were changing in our lives. Now it's everything we eat is natural. It's organic. No pesticides. None of that. And I will research to make sure that it is done that way. Because God tells us in that Bible how to eat. God tells us in that Bible how to heal. God tells us everything we need to know. If you study that Bible well enough, he will tell you how to do this. Everything he's put on this earth will heal us. We just have to find it. We just have to look forward to it. Healing is still part of the kingdom today. Some people say healing was just for Bible times, but the Bible never says that healing expires. Jesus said in John 14:12, the works that I do, he will do also, and greater works than these. James 5:14-15 says, is anyone among you sick? Let them call for the elders of the church, and the prayer of faith will save the sick. Healing is not a gimmick. Healing is not hype. Healing is a sign of God's kingdom breaking into broken places. What healing looks like today. Let me switch my pages. What healing looks like today. Healing today may look like instant miracles, gradual recovery, strength to endure, peace in the middle of pain, emotional restoration, freedom from addiction, reconciliation in families. Healing doesn't always mean the absence of a struggle. It means the presence of Jesus. Let me touch there. Just because you're being healed doesn't mean that the enemy's not going to attack. If you listen to the words of the song that says, greater is he in the valley as he is on the mountain. Just because one day you're on the mountain, everything's great, doesn't mean you're not going to end up in the valley sometime or another, but it it's still great because God is with us. He'll never leave us nor forsake us. See, He'll always be there through every bit we go through, no matter what we go through. Just because we're Christ followers doesn't mean that we won't go under attack. Doesn't mean that we won't get sick. People look at us sometimes and say, oh, you believe all that God hype, but yet you still suffer from this or you suffer from that. First of all, God just hasn't healed me yet. But I know He will. That's the difference between us. We know that He will do it. It may not happen tonight. It may not happen tomorrow. It may be next week. It may be a month from now. It may be 3 months from now. But it will happen. Because God still heals today. We've got to have the faith of a mustard seed. See, that's the mustard seed. I carry this with me everywhere. Or I have it with me all the time. If we have just the faith of a mustard seed, we can move mountains. You know how small that seed is? Look at it up close. That seed is small. Very small. And if we just had the seed that small, the faith of a seed that small, we could move mountains. Why some people don't see healing immediately. Exactly. That's right, Sean. Why some people don't see healing immediately. Well, let's be honest. People struggle with this. I hear people all the time talk about, well, if God heals, why didn't He heal me right then? We'll get to that. I prayed and nothing happened. I believe, but I'm still sick. Why them and not me? I've heard that before. Why did they get healed, but I didn't? The Bible shows us. Paul prayed 3 times and still had a thorn. Timothy had stomach issues. Lazarus still died before being raised. Healing is not about controlling God. Healing is about trusting God. Sometimes God heals instantly. God heals progressively. God heals ultimately in eternity. But God is always present. You see, that little scripture right there, Paul prayed 3 times to have the thorn removed. And all 3 times, God told him no. You see, God told him no because if he removed that thorn, he might have forgotten where it came from or what happened before it came. Jesus was moved with compassion, and he still is. Matthew 9:36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion. Jesus didn't heal mechanically, he healed emotionally. Compassion means to feel pain with someone. Jesus feels your exhaustion, your fear, your answered prayers, or your unanswered prayers, your discouragement. You are not a burden. You are not overlooked. You are not invisible. Jesus still looks at hurting people and feels compassion. Let me tell you something. Jesus feels everything we feel. That's what it means by Jesus feels compassion. Have you ever been with your wife or your children or your grandchildren? They're in so much pain that you can feel it yourself. And it just hurts you to see them that way. That's how our Father is. He feels that pain. We live in a time where people are overstimulated, underloved, spiritually dehydrated. People don't need another opinion. They need an encounter with Jesus. The same Jesus who touched lepers, who spoke to storms, who opened blind eyes, still walks into hospital rooms, living rooms, and church altars today. He still comes in. He's still there for us. He still heals. And I get words from different people talking about how God has healed them. God has done this for them. God has done that for them. It happens. Just because you haven't seen it yet doesn't mean it ain't going to happen. I thought the same thing, but God still healed me in different ways. Maybe not right away, but He did do it. This is an invitation to healing. Matthew 9:35 is not just history, it's an invitation. Jesus went to the people, preached the kingdom, healed the broken, and He's still doing it. Where do you need healing today? Have you brought it to Jesus or just carried it alone? Are you willing to trust Him even if healing doesn't look how you expect? You see, what that means is whatever you're going through, God can heal you. And He may heal you in a way that you don't see. He may heal you in a way that you didn't expect. You see, there's a story out there. A lady needed, let's just say $200. And she's asking God to send somebody to give her the $200 to pay a bill. About that time, she hears a knock at a door. And the gentleman's like, yes, ma'am, I seen something you had on, let's just say Facebook. You're selling it for Facebook on $10. I want to buy that from you. And she says, well, it's already sold. He said, well, here, let me just give you the $10. I really don't need that. I need $200. Well, ma'am, I can't give you $200, but here, let me give you 10. She goes, never mind. And she goes back inside. God, I need $200. I need you to send me $200. And she hears another knock at the door. The gentleman comes up, or a lady comes up. Yes, ma'am, I'm looking for such and such. It's got this for sale on Facebook Marketplace, $25. It's already been sold. Well, here, ma'am, let me just give you the $25. I was going to pay for this for $25. It's something I don't need. Here, let me just give you $25. Ma'am, I need $200. I don't need $25. Yeah, but here, let me just give you the $25. No, it's okay. It's not enough. She goes back and prays again. God, I need $200. Send somebody to give me $200. And a third time, a knock at the door. And the person comes up and says, hey, you had this for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Now, I'm ad-libbing a little bit. I'm adding stuff to it. And she's like, for $50. And the lady says, no, that's already been sold. It was sold a long time ago. And they go, well, here's $50. I was looking to pay for this anyway. So here, let me give you $50. No, that's not what I need. That's okay. And she goes back to God. God, I'm telling you, I need $200. Would you send me somebody to give me $200? And God looks at her and says, look, I just sent you 3 people so far to give you $85 of the 200, but you turned them away because it wasn't what you expected. You expected me to give you $200 from one person, and I'm trying to give it to you in installments because you didn't expect it to be that way. You're turning it away. You see, sometimes we expect our blessing or our healing to become at a certain way, but God goes around the bush to bring you the healing or to bring you the blessing. And because we're not expecting that way, we're not accepting it. Listen, if you got physical healing needed, emotional healing, spiritual healing, salvation, whatever it may be, anything that you need, type it in the messages tonight. Let me pray over you when I'm done with this. Just type it in the messages. I pray for Gigi every night. I'll be praying for Margaret. I don't even know if she's on here. I hope she is. Praying for her and her husband. She may be on my YouTube channel. I don't know. I hope she is. I can't see messages on YouTube and Facebook. I don't see them till afterwards. But if they are on there, I'm glad everything going through for you, Margaret, and your husband. Look, I'm going to pray over each and every one of y'all. I don't see a whole lot in the messages, but I know there's people here that need the prayer. Hey, Georgia boy. So I'm going to pray over each and every one of y'all tonight. Dear Lord, I just want to come to you tonight. I feel whatever it is that you're telling me that needs to be going on, that somebody's needing healing, needing physical healing, emotional healing, spiritual healing. They're needing salvation, Lord. Whatever it may be, I know that they're needing it. I normally don't pray before I end my live. I normally wait till the very end of my live. And I feel like you needed me to pray here and now. Lord, whatever it is that this person needs, you put your hands on them tonight. You show them that you're here for them, just like you've shown me throughout my life. Even when I wasn't looking for you. They may not be looking for you right now, but they're needing something. They're needing some healing. Lord, I ask you to put your hands on each and every one of these people that came in here tonight. Put your hands on Gigi tonight, Lord. I know she's been going through some pain. Put your hand on her husband tonight because of his financial burdens when his mother passed away, that he wasn't able to contribute. And the family didn't even tell him when the funeral procession or whatever it was going to be happened because they were so distraught that he couldn't afford to help with anything. They just left him out of it, Lord. Put your hands on him and give him the healing that he needs to be able to forgive them completely for doing that. Because you say what we need, Lord, all we've got to do is ask, and it'll be done. You see, Lord, we believe that you're already doing what we need done. Whether we see it yet or not, we have enough faith to know that you're going to do it. And I ask you tonight in this prayer that I know you're going to do what you say you're going to do, and I know it's going to happen. And whatever it is that these people need on here tonight, Lord, that you're going to do it. Whether it be tonight, tomorrow, next week, whatever it be, it'll be in your timing, and I know you're going to do it. Lord, I just want to thank you for what you're going to do because I already know you're going to do it. I want to thank you for what you've done in Margaret and her husband's life. Thank you for what you're going to do in Gigi's life. Thank you for what you've done in my wife and my life. Thank you for what you've done in each and every one of them that's come on here live tonight. Lord, I just ask you to put your hands on each and every one of them. Give them the financial freedom they need, the emotional freedom they need, the spiritual freedom they need, the physical healing and freedom that they need, Lord. Put a hedge of protection around each and every one of them's families as they go forward tonight. Keep them guarded from the enemy's attacks, Lord. And I ask all this in your blessed name. Amen. Tonight, I speak this declaration over y'all. And I want you to remember this. Jesus still walks the streets. Jesus still touches the broken. Jesus still heals today. Remember that. Diane, we will be taking care of that. I know there was something on here somebody wanted to see, and I didn't see it before I started praying. But we got you, Diane. We got your friend. Listen. God still heals today. We just have to trust and believe in him. We got to have a faith of the mustard seed. That little bit of faith will do everything we need. God wants us to have more. But that little bit will be enough to do what we need to do. Thank you, Scott. I'm glad to see you on here, brother. Listen, if y'all don't follow me on nothing but TikTok, come find me on Facebook. Facebook.com/Randy.Lashley. Find me on YouTube, 2911 Effect. I've got all the social medias up. I do school. Not only am I an evangelist, I write children's books. That's the first one. The Adventures of a Boy Named Jesus, the King is Born. Hold on, it's fixing to ask me to move my puzzle piece, so give me just a second. I gotta hold it still. There we go. But the other book I write for a little bit older people that if they don't normally read their Bibles, this is a book that I put out that puts a spin, a laughter on the Bible stories. Brother Bubba's Redneck Bible Stories, Computers and Apple Fritters. That's the story of Adam and Eve, told in a different way. You can find that on books by /Randy2911. I'll read the back of it. Step into the wild and wonderful world of Brother Bubba's Redneck Bible Stories. Nobody tells a story quite like Brother Bubba. He is a down-home Bible scholar with a country twang and a knack for bringing Scripture to life in ways you have never heard before. Each story will have you laughing, learning, and seeing the Word of God through fresh eyes. So pull up a chair, grab a sweet tea, and join Brother Bubba on a storytelling adventure that will leave you smiling and full of faith. Believe it or not, that is a picture of me when I done my Brother Bubba skits. I do those periodically. There is 2 more Brother Bubba books coming out. One of them is the first redneck cruise. The other one will be flying pigs and deviled ham. And they're all stories about in the Bible. Just like I said, told in a way you'll never forget. I tell you that right here and now. You'll never forget that that's being told. And then this is on Amazon. The Adventures of a Boy Named Jesus. The King is Born. Brother Bubba's on Amazon too. The first edition is on Amazon. The second edition is on books.by/Randy2911. The second edition has some illustrations in it to go along with this. But y'all want a funny story? Brother, I don't believe in that. I believe God can heal her, and I believe God will. You just keep praying and fasting for it. This right here, I'm going to give y'all an opportunity just like I do everybody. I'm trying to do the audiobooks on this one and this one. It takes $350 to do an audiobook on this one, $350 to do an audiobook on this one. I have a Christian company that will do my audiobooks. I have opened up, if you want to donate to that cause, then my Cash App is on Randy L2911. I think it's up there. $Power of Prayer 2911 is what Cash App is. Sean, brother, you got me. I'm in here every day, every Saturday, except for one time a month. And I'll be praying for healing for your mother. Because, see, that's what God says. We need to be a part together. Iron sharpens iron. But what I was saying is, if you want to donate to Power of Prayer 2911, $Power of Prayer 2911, if you want to donate to help with the audiobooks, you can. Anybody that donates $10 or more, when I get the audiobooks done, they will get the audiobooks in an email free of charge. Both of them. Not one, but both. If you donate $10 or more, you'll get a free audiobook of both of them. If you got kids, grandkids, 6 to 12 years old, that is the book for them. And that audiobook, I got it on Kindle, or Amazon has it on Kindle, and you get the audiobook to go along with it. It will read it for them. So if you want to, you don't have to. I don't ask for nothing. I will get the money myself if I have to. But I always let it open up to people that follow me, that are Christian people, because this is what God's called me to do as far as these books and everything like that. I'm actually working on a Bible in a Minute devotional, if you're interested in that. It will be on Books by Randy 2911. It will also be on Amazon. Everything I do, I put on Amazon. But the Books by is my regular platform, because Books by only charges me for the printing cost. That's it. I won't have to pay nothing more than a printing cost. Amazon, Ingram Sparks, Barnes and Noble, they charge 55% on everything. But hey, I understand. You get on Amazon, you get free shipping. I understand if you buy it through them. That's okay too. Hey, country girl, welcome in. Now, if y'all don't go to church somewhere, go to church tomorrow. If you don't, Follow us on Facebook, Randy.Lashley. Facebook.com/Randy.Lashley. We go to the Chapel Jonesboro every Sunday. That is our church. I put it on our Facebook page. You can find them on, I think, Facebook and YouTube if you want, the Chapel Jonesboro, and watch it there. And know, God loves you. Tracy and I love you. And we want y'all to have a wonderful evening. We want y'all to have a great weekend. We want y'all to build your life with Christ and like-minded Christ followers. You can always reach me through TikTok, Facebook, wherever it is. I may not get right back to you because, like I said, I'm a truck driver. And I check my messages periodically, but I may not check them every few minutes. It may be an hour or two before I check them. But I will always comment back to you. Because I tell you right now, Margaret, she lives out in California. So 8 o'clock in the evening here is like 4 o'clock there, 4 or 5 o'clock there. I've even had people from Australia come in here, the UK come in here and join us. I have people all over the place that joins us. It may not be perfect every night, but that's what we're here to do, is just spread the word. I don't care if just one of you show up. I'm going to spread the word with that one person. But listen, if you can't afford it, it's Christmas holidays, go and get my books. This one helps pay for the next one in line for this. This is going to be a series. The Adventures of a Boy Named Jesus. Let me tell y'all a little bit about it. This is going to be a series for our 6 to 12-year-olds. And the reason why it's called The Adventures of a Boy Named Jesus is because I've changed Jesus to a 12-year-old boy throughout the whole series. He is going to do the same thing that Jesus did in the Bible. But he's going to be a 12-year-old boy through the whole thing. So he's going to reach out to our 6 and 12-year-olds. They're going to learn about Jesus. Okay, Diane, I can do that. They're going to learn about Jesus and not even realize that's what they're learning about. They're not going to, because I've seen the Bibles. I've seen the kids' Bibles. They don't reach enough. Baby, are you on here? They don't learn enough through a children's Bible. I've read a children's Bible. Some of that stuff is still hard to learn from. Will you put in the Amazon for The Adventures of a Boy Named Jesus? Get the link from your Amazon, and then punch in books by Randy 2911. It's books.by/Randy 2911. I don't know if I've got that one saved in my phone or not. Let me see if I do. Dude, I got it saved. There's the one right there for the one under William 2911 right there. That's the website for Brother Bubba's computers and apple fritters. That one right there I just put up should be for The Adventures of a Boy Named Jesus. Baby, I forgot I had them clipboarded on my page. So thank you for doing that, baby. But Diane, that's for both of those. Now you can get You can get Brother Bubba on Amazon, but like I said, that is the first edition, and it's what this one is. It's first edition, and the first edition really doesn't have any uh, any illustrations in it. The second edition that's on Books by Randy 2911, that has some illustrations in it. A little more pages. It goes up to 35 pages, where the one on Amazon, I think, is only like 21, 22 pages, something like that. But the Brother Bubba, this one right here, every dime of proceeds that I make off these goes straight into an account for these. This one is The King is Born. The second one that's coming out is The Temple. I already have it written, already have the publisher I'm using and stuff like that. It's just I've got to get the money together because I'm a self-published author. So kids' books cost me a little bit more money to do because of the illustrations and stuff like that. So I've been working, trying to get sales up on them so I can make enough money to put them out, because that's what God asked me to do. God gave it to me in a dream to write this book, and that's what I'm doing. Now, like I said, The King is Born's been out, I think, 2 years, 3 years maybe. And I'm trying to get The Temple out now. But I got to come up with the money first. That's what I got to do. Brother Dan, Faith and Life. Welcome in. Glad you're here. But we're going to call it a night. I've got to get ready for bed, get ready to get up and go to church in the morning. And like I said, if you don't follow me already, follow me on Randy L 2911, William 291147. That's my other channel. I'm trying to grow it. I'm on Facebook, Randy.Lashley. That's it, the Chapel Jonesboro. Facebook is facebook.com, Randy.Lashley. YouTube at 2911 Effect. Look, if you join my YouTube channel, if you got streaming TV, you can use YouTube and have me on TV. I mean, the big TV. I know, you may not want that. Like I always tell my wife, she's the one that makes me look good. My wife's the one that makes me look good. But anyway, I have the YouTube channel, and I also put out not Brother Bubba, Bible in a Minute every day. I am working on a devotional for that one. I am working on a truck driver's devotional. Because like I said, I've been a truck driver for almost 35 years. I am working on that devotional. Both of those they'll probably be after the first of the year, along with the next book for Brother Bubba will be after the first of the year. I got it halfway written. I got to finish it up. And as soon as I finish it up, I'll get a book cover. I'll get the cover done on it. And then we'll put it into publishing. And you'll find that one, like I said, everything I do will go on Books by Randy 2911 and Amazon. Ingram Sparks and Barnes & Noble will have them all. But Books by, all they charge me is for the printing prices. That's all they charge. Amazon and them charge me up to 55% on a regular book. This book right here, anytime it's bought, it takes me 3 months to get payment from that book. And I only make like $4 off of it, which I don't care. It's not about the money. It's about God. It's about what these reaching our children. But the $4, it takes a lot more for me to get the next one, because every dollar I make off these books goes right back to the Adventures of a Boy Named Jesus. Because that is the series God called me to do for the kids, so our kids can start learning about Him. This was wrote to start funding that book a little bit more, along with the other Brother Bubba books that I'm going to do. I'm glad y'all can all join me. Like I said, I'll put it in here. I don't know if they'll let it go through or not, but if they do, you can get the audio book when I get it completed for free. I don't know what just popped up. I don't know if y'all. Oh, you can't see it. It won't let me do it. Let me see if it'll let me do it over here. Can't even bring messages up on the other one. Comment. There we go. Let me see if it'll let me put it on here. It may not let me put it up. But I was talking about if you want to do donations or whatever to help with the audio books, you can. For $10 or more donation, you can get both audio books for free as soon as I can get them done. I have a Christian company that does nothing but Christian books. All right, Randy L. let me do it. That I hope y'all can see it. Tracy, can you see that Power of Prayer 2911 up? It shows on William 2911 now. Can you see Power of Prayer 2911 Cash App? You can't see it, Diane? All right. My Cash App, it's on my, I think it's on my Randy L 2911 page, but it's $ Power of Prayer 2911. That's our ministry, Power of Prayer Ministries. If you donate $10 or more, as soon as I get the audio books done, you'll get them for free. But just put in there, if you donate $10 or more, whatever you donate, you don't have to donate $10, $5, $1. It doesn't matter. But if you put it in there, just put audiobook. I've already had one person donate to me already. They're going to get, they donated $10, so they'll get both audiobooks for free. On Facebook, I'm sure on Facebook and YouTube you can see it because I put it up on my ministry account that opens everything up. But, Alexa, stop. But we're going to call it a night. I'm glad y'all joined me. Remember, every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, hit that little notification bell. It'll let you know that I'm on. Sometimes I may be a few minutes late. Sometimes I may be a few minutes early. But I try to get up here every Saturday night. I put in Bible in a Minute every day. And then once a month, if you're new to this, once a month, Tracy and I have date night. We don't do, I don't come live. That was supposed to be tonight, was our date night, but we actually got done early enough to where I got back here and was able to go live. And I'll come in here and pray over everybody. Whatever God lays on me for the day, like he did this week when I was talking to Margaret about her and her husband being healed. He laid this on me to let people know that he's still in the healing business. We old. It was late. Yeah. I was like, man, you're getting a little late, ain't it, honey? And she goes, yeah, 6:45. I said, do what? I thought it was later than that. We went down there to Macon. They had a German market. They have those in Atlanta. They had one in Atlanta one year. Thank you, Diane. They had one of those in Atlanta one year that Tracy and I went to. It's kind of a German market that do the Christmas stuff, and they got one in Macon now, and they moved the one in Atlanta out to Lawrenceville. So we went down to the one in Macon, and then they also have the Christmas lights for Macon. So we went up through there walking to see the Christmas lights, stopped and got us a bite to eat, and just walked through the Christmas lights. We was walking back to the car, and I'm like, whoa, it's gotten late, hadn't it? And she goes, yeah, it's 6:45. I was like, huh? Yeah, it's 6:45. That ain't late. She goes, we old. Got late. But we was on our way home. I said, well, I can still get up there and do a live. And she said, yeah, because she had a Zoom to do with her business, and she had a Zoom to do. And, we just enjoyed today together. We left early this morning, went out looking what we're wanting to do in our house, what we're different things we're wanting to do. Met two wonderful people at the Home Depot, started talking to them about dogs and vitamins, all natural vitamins and minerals for the dogs. Moved into all natural vitamin and minerals for people. So we just carried on a long conversation with them for about an hour or so, right there in the middle of Home Depot, and it was a blessing. Loved reaching to them. Got their phone numbers. They got our phone numbers. And then we went and had lunch at McAllister's, ate lunch there, and then went out to do this and finished up by 6:45. I was like, wow. And we was back home. I was back home and upstairs in this office by 7:30, getting prepared for the night. And I'll probably be in next Saturday. And then the Saturday after that will be the Saturday after Christmas. So I'll probably come in that Saturday too, since Christmas is earlier in the week. Oh, yes, ma'am. I have dandelion tea in here. I take all natural vitamins and minerals. In fact, I'm an affiliate with a company that's only about 3 years old. They have Shilajit, sea moss. They have stuff that I started taking called Factor 4, which is a combination of turmeric, CoQ10, garlic, black seed oil, black pepper oil, and there's one more ingredient. I can't think of the name of it, but it's for inflammation of joints and stuff like that, and it has been a game changer for me. And then they come out with the Osteo Complex that even helps with that stuff. Oh my Lord, has it changed my life? Because where I fell off that house 75, or I was fixing to say 75 years ago, over 30 years ago, I fell 75 foot and it messed my life up. Arthritis, broken back, arthritis set in my ankles. And I mean, it was funny to see me get up and walk during the cold weather. And then if my wife was able to get me out there to work in the yard on a Saturday, Sunday morning, she was pulling me out of bed and having to put Biofreeze all over my back and everything else. And I couldn't even stand up straight till about the time I went back to bed that Sunday evening. And this company's come out with it. It's a guy that's a doctor of pharmaceuticals that mixes all this together. He is actually, that stuff has been a game changer for me. And I love it. Yes, yes. I also take fire cider. I have one girl that makes my fire cider for me, and it's got garlic, turmeric, cayenne pepper, honey, lemon, star anise, um, ginger. It's got several things in there that I put in, and I drink that. I take a shot of that every morning because I'm really about healing my body naturally. And I talk about that all the time because I ain't even gonna mess with that. But if people take a look at the medical insignia, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it I'm not saying it's doctors are bad or anything like that. But the medical insignia is two serpents wrapped around a staff coming up. Why? Why I take something, to me, the way I am, is why I take something that's supposed to take care of me but causes other problems. Because the medical field wants your money. If you got high blood pressure and you take blood pressure medicine, if you stop taking it, your blood pressure goes right back through the roof. But if you find the way to heal it naturally, eventually that blood pressure goes away. Eventually you're healed, just like Jesus does. You are healed when you do it that way. But if you get on medicines, we'll have to give you this medicine, but we're going to have to test you every so often for your kidneys or your liver, something like that. It may injure them. Why am I going to take something that's going to hurt me just to mask what's going on with me? No, it ain't happening. I do it naturally. And that's the way I'm going to be, by golly jeepers. But let me go ahead and end this tonight. We've been going an hour and a half. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't even realize that. Remember, God loves y'all. Tracy and I love y'all. And if you need anything, send me a message. We'll get together, do whatever we got to do. Hopefully, y'all be on here next Saturday night. We love you. We'll see y'all. Have a blessed night.